In comes this bitch.
D. This story time is about the time that I hooked up with a Trump supporter in rehab.
It's such a random thing for me to do, but I'm always doing things that like push outside the boundaries, do you know what I mean?
Before I ended up at this place, I was at a place before, but they, well, quote unquote, kicked me out, but you know, they asked me to leave.
He ain't allowed back in here. The mother is too disrespectful, so you can't come back. You got it? We clear? Deuces.
Luckily, they were nice enough to help me look for other places in the area that had room for me. There was a spot available at this one facility. I mean, I didn't have anywhere else to go, so I didn't really have a choice. It was all consequences of my actions, so I had told myself, like, bitch, you have nobody to blame but yourself, so. I didn't choose to be here. I didn't want to be here. I just ended up here.
Obviously, I'm just like wanting to get this over with and get on with my life. This is a big inconvenience for me.
Yeah, I did not like this place from the jump.
Oh my God.
Finding people that you find tolerable in these places is close to impossible. I was really shook and I was really wondering, like, where are all the bad bitches at? Where are my girls? Like, I'm the only one here.
I can tell that some of the girls are not on my level. I just look so damn good, and it's so hard to meet other girls who are just as confident as I am. You're down here, I'm up here. Remember that. Know your place, bitch. Mirror, mirror, who looks better?
D.
Bitch.
I think the main reason I didn't get along with most people at these facilities was because a lot of them, like, were transphobic or racist, and I just, like, didn't need that energy, especially going through what I was going through. Like, it only made me more depressed to be around people that I despise. These people were so embarrassing, so gross, so white trash. They didn't really fit my brand.
So guys, I'm in a house right now with the fucking crazy people, the most boring, crazy, fake ass people I've ever met.
I always made friends eventually, but for the most part, it was me against everyone.
Really? Is that how you guys feel?
So this place had 3 houses. There was the mental health house, which I was not put in because it was more for people who had mental health problems and couldn't really function on a social level. And then there was the all-male house where Trump Trade was living, and that's what we're gonna call him. We're not even gonna give him a name because 1, I don't remember his name, and 2, he really doesn't deserve one. So Trump Trade it is. And then there was the co-ed house where I was at. At the time, my parents were living in Kazakhstan, which is a country right under Russia. They don't really fuck with the LGBT community at all. The idea of going to Kazakhstan didn't thrill me either, but I was so miserable that I was willing to do whatever it takes just to get out of here. Calling my parents every single day, begging them to let me come home.
Mom, it's me. I'm really upset. You've got to come and pick me up. I need to get out of this fucked up place. Mom, please. Seriously. Do you want me to, like, fucking divorce you or something? Because I will have no hesitation doing that. Why are you the biggest bitch in the world to me? I'm not fucking going psycho. I'm just surrounded by fucking bogan, skanky bitches. Get your fucking bony ass in the BMW now and get on the fucking freeway and pick me up.
Another thing about this place, they would take us on these outings 1 to 2 times a week. So they would take us bowling a lot, which I don't know how that was supposed to contribute to the bettering of my mental health in any way. Go figure. So while people from my house are bowling, the guy's house finally gets there. I did know one of the guys from Trump Trade's house already. I had met him on a trip prior, and he was like this super, super, super nice Swedish guy. And I called him like the Viking Swedish guy. Super respectful, just like totally like chill, like neutral, like spiritual, like person. And he was like a great dad. He would talk about his kid all the time, you know, and he was like really serious about his recovery and like, you know, I hope he's doing good. You know, I hope if you're out there, I hope you're thriving and you have your kid. I really can't say the same for the rest of them. As soon as they walked in, I swear to God, it smelled like Funyuns and chipped paint. It smelled like keyboard cleaner. You smell that shit? When I first saw Trump Trade walk in, I wasn't really impressed, mainly because he was wearing like basketball shorts and a t-shirt. His overall sense of style didn't really match his like insanely good looks. I sit down with a couple of them and we're all kind of just like making jokes, like talking shit about the people who work there. Trump Trade and I sat down like in our own booth. And he started to tell me a little bit more about his life. He told me that he had recently got out of prison. So! Being that he was like basically a convicted felon, you know, from the jump, you can tell this is not wifey Trade. You don't want Trade with issues like this. I have my own problems. I
don't need your situation.
So eventually we all go home. The next day I would eventually see Trump Trade was at this sober dance that was mandatory on a Saturday night. We had to drive like 2 hours away to some low-class white neighborhood.
Oh! Ah, the ghetto! The ghetto!
But whatever, you know, of course I came dolled up, looking cute as I always do. The other girl from my house that I was with, she was wearing one of those like big, oversized, like moo poly cotton blend wraparound dresses. I think she may have gotten it from Chico's. But safe to say, I was, if not the only bitch,
the baddest bitch there.
Period. When I got out of the car, I was really, really uncomfortable because it was literally just like all these grown-ass men and everybody started to automatically stare at me, which like I get, like I'm a cute girl, like go off, you know, do what you gotta do. But it was like really, 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 really uncomfortable considering they were all really weird and gross and old. There was like an inside part where they were playing music and then there was an outside part where they were serving food. Eventually Trump Trade got there and sat down next to me. We were like flirting, kind of just like going back and forth. Like again, nothing serious. It was cute. He looked a lot better. He definitely cleaned up, had like a leather jacket on, cologne, aftershave, you know. Trump Trade and I are like really, really feeling each other. We're just like, okay, like you're cute, I'm cute, like, let's just do this. We try to go on a walk, but one of the chaperones from his house stops us and is like, oh, you guys need to be in our sight, like, you guys need to be watched at all times, which is one of the rules at this place. So me and Trump Trade are like, fuck it, let's just go inside and like make out in there or something. It's dark, no one will see us. We go inside and lo and behold, my eyes. Is that the saying? I don't know. There were neon lights and a fog machine, white men in fedoras. There were cargo shorts and more cargo shorts. People were wearing dad shoes, unironically. I'm pretty sure I saw somebody wearing Crocs. I saw some toe sock shoes. It was like all the men who lived in their mother's basements decided to collectively come out for a night and, you know, just throw on some Old Spice 5-in-1 body wash and just came to totally spiral. We go to sit down and I just remember like vividly looking into his eyes and oh my god, like the definition and the bone structure and the brows, everything so wonderfully laid out, the cheekbones, such beautiful teeth. And it was so strange to me. I was like, this is some like white boy from, I don't really know where he was from, but I'm guessing like Nebraska or like Idaho, but he just was so tastefully beautiful. Before I even get a chance to say anything, Trump Trade leans in for a kiss. You know, and it was literally just like a cute little kiss. It was nothing dramatic. Like, it was like barely made out. The person that caught us making out, I was actually really good girlies with her. We used to just like talk shit about all like the annoying transphobic and racist shit that would like go on there. She didn't look fazed by it at all, and that's why I thought like I wasn't gonna be in trouble or anything because we were like girlies.
I thought it was one thing, bitch, in this house is two.
So she kind of just like came up, tapped him on the shoulder and was like, come on, it's time to go. So Trump Trade told me it was actually his last day, but he still like wanted to see me again. And there was a church trip the next day. I honestly like can't believe I actually went to church for this trade. I mean, to be honest, I don't even believe in organized religion. If it's your thing, like kudos to you, girly, whatever, you know, helps you cope with it. But, you know, I don't read the Bible, I read my horoscope. I'm just on a whole different plane, you know, of existence. So don't expect a lot of you to understand. I don't hear anything about this until the very next day when I get called in by a counselor.
And I just want to say, this is already.
This man was like 4'9", some hick. He brings me in, he sits me down, and he's like, D, I know what occurred last night with Trump Trade. As you know, fraternizing with other clients is not allowed at our facility. Being that this 4'9" man-child, hobbit height looking elf, he just looked like someone that wasn't very intimidating and definitely somebody that I could take on a fight. So he told me I was in trouble and that he was gonna take away my screen time. I forgot to mention that this place only let you use your electronics an hour a day because they claim that it's like helpful to your recovery. But me being the genius that I am, I obviously gave them my decoy phone and had my real phone in my room the whole time.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know.
this guidance counselor kept on running his mouth, insisting that I deceived this man, that I lied to him. What did I lie about? Like, the evidence is all there. He kissed a pretty girl. I'm that pretty girl. What's the problem? He went as far as to say that me not telling this man I'm trans before he kissed me was rape.
Oh my god. You people have like worms in your brain, honestly.
Rape, girl? Like, rape? Sexual assault?
Beyonce? Are you fucking insane?
I honestly didn't pay any attention to him. Left that office, was like, whatever, fuck you, dude. I don't care what you say. This is my life. Leave me and my trade alone. Whatever happens between me and trade happens between me and trade. To make matters worse, the counselor told me that he was actually chaperoning the church trip that me and Trump Trade wanted to both attend. He was like, I'm not gonna let you near him, like don't make any eye contact, like, you're not gonna kiss him, like none of that. So we're on our way to Trump Trade's house to pick him up. He gets in the car. I was forced to sit in the front. We just like say hi to each other. It wasn't awkward or anything. When we get to the church, we go inside, and luckily, by the grace of God, Jesus Christ herself, we completely lost the counselor. So me and Trump Trade like run inside the church, and it was one of those like newly refurbished like 21st century churches where the pastor is like this really hot white guy. It's like the church that like Justin Bieber would attend, you know, like just cringe. Me and Trump Trade go to sit at the back, and we started making out, like, you know, like whatever. And it was cute, and he's telling me, you know, like,
oh, I'm going to this like new center, blah blah blah, work on my sobriety, blah blah blah, like whatever.
I was like, okay, like that's, love that for you. Asking me like, oh, where are you gonna be? Maybe we can like meet up. Are you gonna be in LA? I didn't really want him to know like my location. This man is a criminal, like. So I kind of just told him that I would like be in like the Los Angeles. Eventually our chaperone catches up to us and sits right in between us, which was so awkward. But then he had to go to the bathroom, and then we sat next to each other again, and then he came back and like just sat next to Trump Trade. I'm like laying my head on Trump Trade's shoulder because I'm like really tired, and like his arms are like really, really buff. The chaperone this whole time is kind of like staring at me and almost trying to like mouth words to me. And he was like saying like, tell him. My first thought to this was like, oh my God, is he gonna out me like right here, right now?
Don't. Please.
This was the last day I was seeing this man. I was almost in the clear. So thankfully, the chaperone ends up keeping his mouth shut. Everything goes smoothly. We get in the car. We drop off Trump Trade. The counselor had to like go inside to check on something. And so I go inside, and Trump Trade was like, you know what? You know, like, let me have your number or like your Instagram or whatever. I was just like, you know what? There's no harm. Why not? Like, let him follow me on Instagram and like a couple of my pics. When he finds out, he finds out. And then I block him. Who cares? So I wrote down my Instagram on a piece of paper, and I slid it over to him. When I do this, every single guy at that house like started to like look at me and give me like a very strange look. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, or like they probably know I'm trans hot. And I was like, well, okay, whatever. Like, I'm never gonna see this fool again. Like, who cares? I kind of like knew he was gonna find out eventually. But again, his last day, I didn't really care. So I get back in the car, I go home. Well, the very next day, I wake up on the couch after taking a nap. I was in the living room, and all of a sudden, I hear my name in the kitchen.
And learn how to walk away and say,
Everyone is trying to start some clearly.
And I realized that people are in the kitchen talking about me and Trump Trade, kissing, and Trump Trade recently finding out and getting really, really mad about it, which I didn't know yet. I was really pissed that people that work there and clients there were discussing my personal business. I walk in, and it's this one woman who was like a chaperone there that really hated me because every time we would go to the gym, she would always complain that,
oh, your body's so perfect and you weren't even born a girl. It's so not fair.
No, mama, you want to know what's fair? What you ended up with is not fair, mama. But don't take that out on me because I'm fish and you aren't. This is trout and that's tilapia because you're not even real fish, bitch.
Jealousy, baby, jealous!
Then it was this other like super irrelevant like old man that worked there. Then this one guy who was actually nice to me. He was the only one in the kitchen that like wasn't like talking shit. And then this new guy who had just gotten there, which I don't even know how he knew my name. I was like, wow, bitch, I must be really interesting, huh? Sorry, you bitches are boring. Talk about something else, girl, please. So I immediately went for the new guy for some reason because he was the only one talking when I went into the kitchen. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is good? Like, you don't even know me, bitch.
Sleeping in my house, you don't live with me, you don't sleep with me, you don't do shit with me, but talk about me. So watch what you say. That's all, baby girl. That's all I'm asking you is watch what the fuck you say.
I march into the kitchen and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is up, girl? Oh, you have something to say? Say it!
Lift your chest, bitch.
I can remember it like it was yesterday.
No. What you gotta say now, bitch? You a weak ass, fake ass bitch. Delilah, you got your pimple juice? Do it now, bitch. Get your hands off me, hoe. Get out of here. I will pull your ass. You trash slut! You are so disgusting!
The thing that was most alarming is that it's literally in your contract as a worker at like any rehabilitation facility. It's like called HIPAA or something. There's so many rules that you need to abide by, and one of them is like not discussing other clients, like business amongst other clients. So this was terms for firation. So of course I complained about the incident. Nothing was done about it. They basically just told me to go fuck myself.
Look, she's crying. Do you hear her crying? Like we care. I don't give a...
The only thing I really got was that the owner came to the house and brought me a Chipotle bowl and said she was sorry, but that was it. So all this sort of blows over, and the following weekend there is a trip to this horse ranch. When I get there, the Viking Swedish guy sits me down and starts to talk to me, and he's like, hey, like, you know, I just wanted to let you know, Trump Trade, like, found out you were trans, totally flipped out and was like so furious. It really wouldn't have been good if you were there. I honestly like so didn't care, and I so wasn't interested in how he reacted. I was like, well, like, too bad for you. Like, it's just like, it was one kiss, okay? It wasn't enough to strip you of your masculinity, like, please.
Seriously, build a bridge and get over it.
The Viking Swedish guy told me that he tried to calm Trump Trade down and was telling him, like, listen, you know, you don't know anything about this girl. Like, if anything, you just kissed a really pretty girl. You kissed the prettiest girl here. You don't know what scientific advancements have happened in their community. Like, you don't know what surgery she's had. Like, you just kissed a pretty girl and that's it. And, you know, I told, like, the Swedish Viking guy, you know, like, thank you for defending me. I really appreciate that. Such a sweet guy. Wish you all the best, man. Peace and love, peace and love. So this whole time, I still had no idea that this fine-ass man was a Trump supporter. When the Swedish Viking guy told me, I'm not gonna say, like, I was surprised. I mean, a white man from, like, God knows where America is a Trump supporter. Shocker. I was really, really turned off. It just made the situation, like, 10 times worse. I honestly just felt like I let my whole community down. I let my family down. I feel like this whole situation has definitely taught me to ask people who they voted for before I kiss them. Anyways, Trump Trade is probably in jail again. I don't know what they're up to. Don't want to know. It was definitely quite an experience. Would I hook up with a Trump supporter again if I knew beforehand? No, obviously. If they were really, really hot and I didn't know and it just happened and then I never heard from them again, no harm, no foul. Sorry. Anyways, you guys, that is my whole story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm all about oversharing and talking too much. Hopefully one day it'll prevent me from getting jobs. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, @_devious. FreeJT. Shout out to Jordan Woods. Hey girl, love you. You're a queen. Solange, loved the new album, bitch. Work. I'm gonna be fucking to it every single time. I already have. Full thing through. Amazing. Bye.
Yeah, because the bitch was a tranny. Feel this way.